Hey there, it's Adonis, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down with you how every year on the month of my birthday, I literally make 5 to 6 figures that month. And I do this with a strategy that my mentor taught me a few years ago, and I've refined it to fit my business and my style of marketing. So I want to teach you everything. I'm going to break it down completely. This is a complete different video from what I usually make on this channel, but I want to try something different because at the end of the day, I have the same mission, and all of my content is to help you grow your audience and income online. That is my mission, and I'm literally going to fight every day to make sure that happens for you. So let's get right into this video. Step number one, we're going to get started, right? So be ready, take notes, because we're already in. We're diving right in because I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to make sure you get all this value. So step one is to make sure you have an audience. I would say that's actually prep before step one. Make sure you actually have an audience, a decent audience, at least for me, even if you're not trying to aim for 6 figures, you're trying to aim for at least 5 figures, it's still very, very much possible. Even if you just have like 1,000 followers on Instagram, or you slightly post consistently and people know the services or offer you have in your business, you still can do this. I easily see you making this happen. So one, make sure you have a following. Then we're going to go into the first thing right here. You want to start this. This is going to start 15 days before your birthday. So 15 days before your birthday, we're going to be posting every single day, but what it needs to be is actionable value. So, am I spelling this right? Cool, I'm spelling it right. So it needs to be actionable value. That's what it needs to be. As long as the value you're giving is something they can take action on immediately. So we're not talking about motivation, inspiration, all of this, none of that. We're talking about actionable value, right? So you want to start that about 15 days before your birthday, or earlier if you can, depending on your schedule, your lifestyle, but at least bare minimum 15 days before. So then giving value every single day. Then the next step is 7 days before your birthday. So 7 days before, we're going to release the flyer. So the flyer and the promotional, whether it's a flyer, I usually do flyers, but it can be a video, whatever. The flyer is going to announce that for your birthday, you're going to do a giveaway. You're doing giveaway. Please check your local city and state about how to do giveaways or raffles to make sure you're ethically doing this. But the point is, you're going to do a giveaway. You're going to choose one winner. So we're going to have one winner. And you may be asking, what are you going to give away? I want you to, in that flyer or promotional material, you want to make sure the offer that you're giving is something you want to sell in the next season, not something you sold in the past. So for example, when I was running my photography business and I did this, I used to sell my newest package. That would be the time where I release new offers, and I would position it as that. So for example, let's say the year before I was charging $100 for a photo shoot. The next year when I would release the new offer, it would be on my birthday, and I would say, hey, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a $700 valued photo shoot absolutely for free for my birthday. One person lucky winner is going to win a $700 photo shoot. And then I talk about how much that's going to be included in this package. Right then and there, that's going to help people understand the value of the services you offer. So right then and there, one, you're pushing out that you're giving away something. So that's very generous of you. But two, also people are going to be like, oh, wow, this service he has to offer is valued at this much. Oh yeah, this is good. I got to get in on it. I got to tap in on this. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure the next thing is making sure that it's something of high value that people actually want. That's another thing. Make sure it's something people really, really want. So you make the offer. You say, hey, this is it, and I'm doing a giveaway. Then you give them the instructions. Mine is a little bit more complex. I'll break down my instructions the way I do my instructions, but I'm going to give you the main ones you bare minimum you at least need to do in yours. So the first instruction is obviously following me on that platform. The second is subscribing. So let's say I want them to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So just following and subs And the last one usually is sharing. So I usually have them share it on social media. So those are the main three. But then I've added a component to mine where you also have to fill out a form. So you got to fill out a form. But the form that you have to fill out is just a form. I don't know why I put forms, but the form you have to fill out, it's going to ask for your name, your email, because then we're going to do the next part. This is if you really want to take it up a notch. This is before I get into that, I'm gonna give you the simple method real quick, just for those who just want the simple method. I did this for about 2 years before I started doing what I do now, and I still was making at least 5 figures that month. So let's just go through the simple method. So it's the simple method. They don't do the forms. They just after that they just skip the forms, and after everybody shares for days, on the birthday they announce the winner. And then on top of that, after they announce the winner, they also give out a coupon code to everyone else to access their services at a discounted price. But because you pushed the value so high, because now your new price, let's say we're saying it's $800. Your new price is $800. So you're saying, let's go down over here. So you're saying the value is $800, right? And you're going to give that away for free. So then when the coupon code, it's going to still give them 50% off. We're going to let people get in at $400. The reason we're going to do that, oh, y'all not even seeing my notes, but we're going to let, the value is $800. We're going to let people get in at $400. The reason we're just going to let them get at $400 is because your prices started at $300 anyways before. So I don't see the reason you'd be tripping about doing this. So remember, we're using the $800 example. Then, so that this person got a free birthday gift, but these people still got 50% off this value of $800. They're still getting it for $400. This alone, and then usually with this, I would make the deposit about 50%. So $200 right then and there. And immediately the amount of income I've made off people just sending $200 deposit is wild. And it's just, my phone was just dinging all day. Ding, 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 ding. It's insane. Okay. Now let's break down the max to make the most money. So this is the method for if you're trying to make if you're trying to just get started, you don't want to do all of that extra stuff. But let's go to the people who want to go further. If you want to go further, we're going to continue with the forms. On the forms, you're going to be asking certain questions. You're going to ask for their name. You're going to ask for their email address, but also, most importantly, you're going to ask a very specific question so you can gauge where they are in their business and if they qualify. It just needs to be one question. Don't make it too long because it kind of pushes people away a little bit. So ask 1 or 2 questions that can help you gauge. If you need help figuring out those questions, open up ChatGPT, explain to ChatGPT your business, and explain to ChatGPT what you're trying to do, and to help you come up with some questions. And then you pick which questions are most valuable for you. For my photography business, I used to ask, where's your business right now? Like, what level of your business? Are you averaging $5,000 to $10,000 yet in your business, or $20,000 to $30,000? Just so I can gauge who is best fit for my offer. Then when I pitch the offer, I pitch it to that group of people. I pitch it to everyone, actually. So when the form is complete, so let's go back, right? We're going to go into the form. So the form's complete, and we ask very targeted questions, right? When the form's complete, then we do targeted emails. These targeted emails will go out daily until your birthday. So these targeted emails, making sure they're going out daily, these targeted emails. Then the offer, for those who don't win the birthday special, the offer is for a specific group of people. The offer is going to be for the people that answered when they filled out the form, they mentioned something. So let's say, for example, let's go back to our $800 conversation, right? Let's say your value is $800 and you're trying to help people who want to make more money in their hair business. Great, awesome. But if you're trying to help people who want to make more money in their hair business, you also maybe want somebody who can afford your new price. So if you want people who can afford your new price, maybe your next question is experience level. So If they put beginner, you already know when you're making that offer, you're not going to make it to them. Maybe the people who put beginner will get, beginners get 50% off, maybe, right? And then maybe the experienced people, they still get 50% off, but you offer them something of higher value, something that's way more valuable, because the $800 service, it may be cool, but you know they can probably use more, especially if they're way further ahead than the person who's just getting started. The person who's just getting started, this will be a huge blessing for them. But that person who's more experienced, they probably could use something that's way of higher value. So let's say you offer them your more expensive package, right? Your more expensive package is normally $1,500, and you tell them today only, you're going to do it at $800. I think they're going to take it. We offer them at $800 with maybe even a $300 deposit. Because here's the thing. The goal in this is to offer value, one. After you offer value, the other goal in this is to get money in your business as quick as possible. Get people to commit. You want people to commit. If they don't commit, this means nothing. So even if the beginners, right, that you may pay $200, beginners pay $200. Let me see. Oops. The beginners pay $200 in deposit, and the experienced people are booking a higher package and they're paying $300 deposit. They're paying a $300 deposit. Even if that's happening, boom, you're still ahead of the game. You're still ahead of the game. And if you just get 10 people here, let's say you get 10 people here for $200, boom, that's $2,000 right there in deposits. And then if you only get 10 people here, $3,000, just that day alone, you secured $5,000. And we're not, mind you, this is not the full price of the package. We're just trying to close them. So right then and there, those people immediately secure their spot in my business, and boom, I close these people. Some people end up wanting to pay the full price. And I'm just giving it to you on a small scale right now because I want you to see the possibilities. This is not something that just works for people making 6 figures in a day, 7 figures in a day. This could work for your business, even if you're just getting started, even if you've never done this before and you're just like, is this going to work? Is this right? Am I doing this right? It will work. Okay. Remember, the person who's trying to go the email route, you have the highest chance of closing these people, because what you're also going to do in the emails, let's talk about emails real quick, right? Let's talk about emails. I did say that in the emails, you're going to be emailing them every day. So we're saying every day, right? Every day up until the birthday. So every day you need to be talking about your services, talking about how excited you are about the giveaway, talk about who your services are for, and what pulled you and compelled you to do this. And then most importantly, what I think a lot of people don't do is also drop testimonials, right? One of the days, be like, talk about a person who used their business and how your business and how they've had success, and make sure you have screenshots and videos, because I can't stand seeing testimonials or people trying to show proof or trying to show success stories with no proof. They just say, meet Sarah, meet John, who blah, 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 and they're doing all of this, but you never see who Sarah is. You never see who John is. They can't even reference an Instagram account. It's cap. So make sure you're being honest and authentic with this. Try this out for your business. I promise you will see much success. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Check out my school community. And also, if you want to work one-on-one, the link is also below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.